Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown.
And every week, they've literally played almost exactly as he predicted. Now I'm hoping that he will be more confident as they play next in New York against the Giants. But I don't know why, because if he didn't before, he's probably going to be less now. But all right, if you were listening or you looked up on ESPN Wisconsin app, or Pebble, you can go to YouTube now and watch the old shows. Is that correct?
That is correct, Homer. You can check out last week's episode anytime you want on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
So on Rain Man a week ago, and I talked about it on Twitter, I was incorrect in the jersey that Marcus Howard wore. I was thinking in my mind, like, so wait now. He was 0 and I said 1, or was he 1 and I said 0? No.
He was 0 and you said 1.
Marcus Howard is 0. I know that because the next game, in the pregame, as they were hyping up the team, they show right away a big picture of Marcus Howard and 0. But so that is embarrassing. And someone said today, Homer, shouldn't you have known that? Yes. Though I didn't feel as bad as people might think, is because I'm terrible at numbers and don't really care about numbers. I said the only 2 I remember for sure were Dwayne Wade at 3 and then George Thompson. I don't even remember what Tony Smith wore. I think he's 23, 34. I think McIlvain was 30. But anyway, so I should be more embarrassed than I am. But our contestant last week, the Josh from Jackson?
Yep, Josh from Jackson,
right?
yes.
I got that right. Said, you got to come back because that just wasn't fair. It's the first question. He was thinking about it, and I said, all right. I think he got 6, and our the tie is right now at 7. Is that correct?
Yes, our 3 tie atop the leaderboard at 7.
So we'll get to Josh here in a minute. But first, I want to do my appropriate mention of the great partners of Rain Man, Cousin Subs. I don't think Josh gets 25 each week, right?
He does not. We're just basically scrapping it from last week and giving him the 25 this week.
So he'll get the 25.
Correct.
But, yeah, we can't give him against it. He wasn't calling number 5. It was like, Homer, come back because I messed up. So, and then Cousin Subs, what he will have a chance for, our competition goes first half of the year, second half of the year. This one will go to the end of December, and whoever gets the most will win Cousin Subs for a year worth about $300, and it's a great deal. So thanks always to Cousin Subs for Rain Man living and having a great prize. In addition, Rain Man brought to you by Saganiac Planning. That's why the first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette question. They've been a great supporter of Marquette, but an even greater supporter of all the businesses because they are a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. And if you wonder how they can be so good, and those who work with them know, one of the reasons is they've been doing it for over 50 years. I think even if I was bad at something, after 50 years, I'd be pretty good. Well, they were good at the beginning, so imagine there's nothing that's complicated or difficult for them because they've been doing it so long. So a name synonymous with employee benefits, top-notch service, and doing it well for over 50 years. And one thing hasn't changed, a phone number you can remember, just 783. That's all I got is 783 because it's 262-783, Roger Maris, 6161.
That number again, 262-783-6161.
And I don't normally tell everybody where I am, but in this case, I will because Marquette plays Little Rock. Actually, it's, I believe, Arkansas Little Rock. They have done, I believe, what has also been done by Milwaukee. Whatever the school calls themselves is fine. But as far as the basketball team, they are now Milwaukee. And Little Rock's last game was Monday against Milwaukee. It was like a 2-point game at half. And then Milwaukee came on and then won by 20. So it's the Little Rock Trojans, and their coach is a player, Darryl Walker, who you have to be old to remember him. He was a great player at Arkansas, and then I believe played in the NBA, and I think I've got to check, but I think he was on the Bulls last team, so I don't know if he'll be wearing his ring, but I think he has one. All right, let's bring on Josh from Jackson. Josh, good evening.
Good evening.
I'll try not to mess up, but if I were you, I don't know that I would have any confidence with that comment. If the voice of Marquette, and I think I started Marquette, I'll have to go back and check, on this date, November the 12th in 1989. And the first great player I did was Tony Smith, and yes, you can ask me, Josh, I have no memory of what his number was. Some players also change numbers. I can't use that for Marcus Howard, though. The first question is the Marquette, Saganiac Planning Marquette question. You ready to go, Josh? I know you are.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. One of Marquette's greatest players. He was drafted. Oh, hold on, stop. Can't believe I did this. Yeah.
First question again, right out of the gate.
No, it's not that. I grabbed the wrong, holy smolies. I grabbed the wrong,
set of questions?
Set of questions, yeah. Hold on. All right, we may have to, oh, wow, this is amazing, because I'm sure I hope I have it. That would be, Josh would just like, now he can believe. All right, hold on 1 second. No, I might have to, hold on. I refuse to give up quickly. You can look at me here, but I haven't been able to find it yet. All right, we're gonna have to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and see how incredibly embarrassing this could be. All right, back. Will Homer find it, and does he have it? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We still have a few accidents up on the board. Southbound on 43, right about at Highland, we've got a crash off on the right shoulder. Going to be heavy ride all the way down from Capitol Drive, past that scene, all the way through the Marquette, down to the KK River crossing. On 894 eastbound, right heading into the Mitchell interchange, we have the right shoulder blocked with a crash there. And another one on westbound 894, just past 27th Street, again on the right shoulder. A heavy ride along southbound 894 from the Zoo interchange all the way down through the Hale onto 894 eastbound. And then on eastbound 94, also heavy out of the Zoo interchange to Hawley, westbound solid out of the Marquette to Hawley Road as well. Traffic is brought to you by Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. For a fun family activity, visit or volunteer Saturday, December 13th. For more information, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear skies, breezy with a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and mild, a high of 52. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
According to Time Magazine, Gen Z is drinking 20% less alcohol than all previous generations. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Over our 65 years in business, we've stayed up on all the trends, where you'll always find 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines. We now also stock over 100 varieties and growing of THCA, CBD, and Delta-9 non-alcoholic specialty-infused drinks. So whether you're experimenting with the latest wellness trend, or you just want something in your fridge that your college kid can call you cool for, come check out our expansive selection. And while you're at it, you do deserve that bottle of bourbon. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Teams this week, so I have no defense other than stupidity, and I thought I was stupid last week, but I did even more. I've been here for like an hour and a half. I could have gone home and gotten it if I'd actually looked. I didn't, but that doesn't help you. We'll do it tomorrow. I assume you can make it.
I can make it.
You can make it. All right, 6 o'clock. I'll have to tell Gary Ellison he's going to have to wait a little bit. My apologies. Josh, we'll get to you tomorrow, and Pebble, you can call. Give Jason Wilde a call.
Yep, will do.
And we'll try to get him on as soon as we can. I guess I have to start acting like I'm old and can do this stuff. Because, like I said, I've been here where I could easily have simply driven back home, gotten it, and no one would have ever known. Now you know, and do you put every show on tape, Pebble? At least I did discover that. Homer. At least I did discover that after one question, that one I just pulled off the one that was the first on the list. Doesn't matter. No one needs to know. Just know that I screwed up, and I will have the questions for Josh tomorrow. And I didn't think it could get worse than it did. So. I'm sure if I was the football coach of the Green Bay Packers and Matt LaFleur was listening to the show, he'd say, "You got to fire the dude. This is it." I would say, I would understand that. I would hope not. Joining the show is now Jason Wilde. Good evening, Jason.
It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Good evening or good afternoon, Jason. I'm still trying to figure out the Packer offense, so you can help me any way you wish. Do you feel more comfortable in analyzing it and figuring out what they need to do Sunday against the Giants?
What the hell's going on over there, Homer? What are you doing?
I'm supposed to do Rain Man.
Firing you?
No, because I
know about that. You said when I joined, you were talking about Matt LaFleur's going to fire you, and I was curious what that was all about. That's all.
Well, that was all about what I did was so stupid that now I understand. That's what I said about LaFleur, so he could certainly say that about me. There's no defense for what I did other than stupidity or thinking, not realizing when you get older you have to double check everything because you're capable of screwing up when you've done something 1,000 times and never messed up. So.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Hey, we all make mistakes. It's not a perfect game. It's an imperfect game. You're an imperfect person. So I'm happy to join the program early as I'm walking out of Lambeau, and I don't have any great answers for you, other than the offensive line. Yeah, the offensive line has to play better. I mean, and that's one of the things that I mentioned to LaFleur today, is like any offensive line worth its salt. Ask Tausch, ask Bulaga tomorrow when he's back on the show. Ask all those guys. It starts with us. And they have been inconsistent in a myriad of ways. And, the first thing that everyone says about how the Packers are being defended with the two deep safeties and, not wanting to give up big plays. Well, yeah. But guess what? If you run the ball against light boxes with only 6 people in it, like you should be able to, like you did last year all the time, they're not going to be able to play you like that anymore. So I just, and look, we've seen the results, right? Like Mike Tomlin decides in the second half, well, really the whole game, but the second half was when the Packers were really productive, that, hey, we're not going to let Josh Jacobs beat us now. And so what happens? Jordan Love beats him, throws for 360 yards, completes 20 passes in a row. So this is all about getting the running game going, and getting the running game going is predicated on the offensive line.
Why did it work
doing
against
a better job blocking?
Why did it work in the second half against Pittsburgh? They didn't run the ball any better. This is the discussion I had with Brian Bulaga. Hey, forget running the ball. Touchdown, 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 field goal.
Right, because it's easier to throw the ball the way they did when the defense is playing the way the Steelers' defense was. Like, they were able to get downfield throws. Look, it's not as simple as just that, right? I mean, Jordan Love's got to be accurate. They can't make knuckleheaded mistakes like they have done on multiple occasions. Like, I'm not saying that it's as simple as just the offensive line has to block better so they can run the ball more effectively. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that's where it starts. And then there's other stuff that obviously is part of it on top of that. But to me, that is the number one thing that they are not doing that they did last year. So all this other stuff about, LaFleur being, looking at his play sheet and the tablet on the sideline.
I want to talk about that for a second, too, if we can, when you get done with this.
Sure, of course. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I think that's good.
Go ahead.
That tells me how bad things are. He's the offensive coordinator. I've certainly been disappointed in myself. That wasn't one. I mean, it's he's clearly trying to figure things out, and that's what they do, and you do as a coordinator. And it's not like it was there for a week. I would see that as a plus, not a minus. It tells me he sees what we see, right? The hell is going on?
Right. And as I said to Tausch, and I've said to others who've asked about it, like, I get it. The optics. I mean, the head coach of the football team has his back to the field of play while the play is going on. So I understand that the optics are like he could be doing the same thing and have his head down, but facing the field, and people don't view it quite as negatively, right? That's all I'm saying. And I today was interesting because I spent part of my day trying to figure out, because you hear me say this all the time. I said on our show, like, I don't like it when journalists and the people in the YouTube comments and on social media who think that I do this, you just don't know me very well. It's not about you as a questioner. It's not. It's about getting the best answers you can to the questions that your readers and your listeners and your viewers want answers to. And it's about figuring out the best way to do that. And sometimes it's you looking like a goofball as a reporter. Sometimes, as I was just discussing with one of my colleagues, sometimes it's saying a word that you shouldn't say, like a swear word that then they have to beep it out when they post it onto their website or whatever. Like, there's a variety of, and so like with LaFleur, I wasn't going to ask him today, for example, do you think you should give up play calling? You know why? Because I know he doesn't think that. I know he doesn't. And so instead I went with, you're not going to give up play calling, right? And he chuckled and said no. But then I said, okay, you always talk about how it starts with me, right? So what do you need to do better? And you know, I have a reason behind why I do. And you know, again, that's the other problem with this, is that no matter how good your effort might be, a lot of times you don't get like the Chris McIntosh interview we did last week. Like, you know, do I feel good about how I went about asking questions? I do. Do I feel like I got that much greater level of information or insight because of my questions? I do not. I think he had talking points that he was going to hit on. And while it was nice of him to say, that's a very fair question, Jason, I'm glad you asked that, and stuff like that.
He said that a couple times.
Yeah, and I don't think he necessarily meant it. But, like, my point is that everyone gets it. The offense is frustrated, and Matt LaFleur is frustrated. And, frankly, that was the best answer that I felt I got, was him saying today, look, I get it, but nobody is more frustrated than me, which I think was a good little piece of perspective. Like, it's his reputation. It's his job. And he's not doing a good enough job of it. And his team is failing because of it. And so the idea that he doesn't care or the idea that he takes it lightly, I don't think anybody thinks that. But I think fans, when they're frustrated, say things that maybe, you know, are not thoroughly thought through. Like, believe me, he cares. Now, that doesn't mean that he, you know, if they finish the season and go 3-5 over the last 8 and finish, what would that make them, 8-1, and they miss the playoffs, that doesn't mean he gets to keep his job because he tried hard. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, you know, look, I think they all know what's going on in terms of the fact that they're not good enough offensively. And it was the case. That's why that Pittsburgh game is such an outlier, because they played a different defense than what everyone else is. But as Jordan said to me today, and as he said after the game, like, look, yeah, okay, playing two safeties back makes you more, you know, requires you to be more patient and all this other stuff. But it's not like it's some sort of like magic defense that is unbeatable. But again, that's why I started the way I did here. It's got to start with running the ball. And if you're getting 5, 6, 7 yard chunk runs, it absolutely does.
Why would you believe they're going to be able to do that?
Because I think Josh Jacobs is way too good of a running back, and I don't think that all of their offensive linemen suck. Like, I understand.
So you think they can be predictable in running the ball and do it well enough? Because I don't.
Yeah, I think they can. But again, it can't be like, first of all, like, there are layers to that too, though, right? Like, for example, you don't have to always run out of the shotgun, right? Like, correct. Like, the play action game has been, and I'm sure Balaga has said this because he was there.
Yep. Not the only one. Gary Ellerson says it all the time too.
Right, and so I get it. Like, the reality is, it's how you run the ball. But that's again something that they should have a level of creativity, so they're good at it. And I just don't. I refuse to believe that they are now inept completely. And look, they do have. I'm not saying Sean Ryan is the second coming of Larry McCarron, or that, you know, Jordan Morgan and Aaron Banks are Sitton and Lang or Rivera and Wall, but they're not completely inept. And so they have got, like, and that was one of my questions to LaFleur, was about putting it on whether he has challenged the offensive line, because, you know, I think back to the group with Tausch and Clifton and Flanagan and Wall and Rivera. And, yes, they had a Hall of Fame quarterback. And, yes, Amon Green was a damn good running back. But they took so much pride. Speaking of your question about being predictable, they took so much pride. They used to brag. We could tell you the blank and play at the line of scrimmage, and we're still going to get 7 yards. Now, I don't think this group is that good. I don't think that, but they're good enough. And think back to the offensive line that won the Super Bowl in '96 when you were a young man with a toupee. Like, Bruce Wilkerson was not a great left tackle, right?
Right.
I mean, they Adam Timmerman.
But I believe that team. Right, that team passed to set up the run. I'll always believe that.
I agree, and I'm not saying. Right, and I'm not saying you can't do it that way too, but until you once you start to show that you can run the ball effectively and repeatedly, then defenses have to adjust that because they can't just get their head beat in, giving up 5-6 yards every single play. Then they start to change, and then that's where, one of the things that's come up is, does Jordan have enough freedom at the line of scrimmage? Yeah, so these can plays, which, again, I know not everyone listens every day. So basically, most of the plays in this offense, there's a play call, and then there's an adjacent play call that they. There
are always two plays now. That's the way the NFL goes, right?
Right, and so not always, but most of the time, and so that term "can" comes from. Okay, well, if we don't like the look that we're getting for the original play, we can play a different play. We can run a different play. That's the word. Right. The word "can."
And you know what that is. It doesn't require the same level of
audibling like Rodgers would have, or right.
But it's a known audible, or I don't know what it's called.
Right. And so what I was talking to Jordan about today that I'm really intrigued by is, like, for instance, if you have a pass play called and you look at the look from the defense and it's very clearly you should can to a running play, I was trying to get to the bottom of, can Jordan say, no, forget that, I'm going to run the pass anyway? And he does have some, subjective ability to make a decision that way. But, like, his response was, look, if I'm looking at a defense that we should be able to run the ball against, I'm going to can to the run play. But that's where the execution part of this equation comes in, and where they have been deficient is that they get looks that are clear-cut. We should run the ball, and we should get 6 yards on this. And instead, Aaron Banks olays the guy he's blocking, and he's in the backfield, and he's getting, Josh Jacobs hit as he's getting handed the ball. So even if they know it's coming, if you block it up, it still may work. But they're not executing at a high enough level for it to actually work.
In addition, we haven't even addressed, and in talking about the 4th and 1 play, everybody should realize, even if it had worked, there was a penalty.
Correct. It would have been wiped out anyway. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, and that's the kind of thing, to me, that you look at a coach where there are just so many mistakes that are pretty basic.
Yeah. So I think in those two instances, though, and again, I agree. Like, look, the old saying is, in the NFL, you get what you emphasize. You also get what you tolerate in the negative way, right?
Ooh, that's good. Who told you that one? That's true. That's like
I always love that one. That's a Mike McCarthyism
thing. Yeah.
But I don't think he started. I think he got it from Nathaniel Hackett's dad. But here's the thing. So the two guys that caused those penalties, one was Bo Melton that wiped out the 22-yard gain by Watson, and the other one was Darian Kennard, who's a tackle, lining up as the extra offensive lineman as a tight end. And so now, again, you want to say, hey, it's Matt LaFleur's job to put guys in position to succeed? Absolutely. That is his job. Is it their job to coach guys up? Absolutely. But you're playing your number 5 cornerback, who used to be a wide receiver, who does not practice at wide receiver regularly, and he lined up in the wrong spot in terms of in relation to the line of scrimmage, illegal formation. Then you have a tackle who is in as an extra blocker who hasn't done it as regularly as the old days when they had the U-71 package, where Kevin Berry for Mike Sherman would come off the bench, 15 times a game for a short yardage run where, again, that offensive line was so good. Hey, we're going to bring an offensive lineman in, an extra one. Guess what we're going to do? Try to stop it. And they still could succeed. But Darian Kennard hasn't played tight end frequently enough that he's going to be perfect. And in that instance, he screwed up. And so the idea that, they're so penalty prone because their coach is lackadaisical, those are two guys that were in positions they're not normally in. And if you want to criticize them, the coaching staff, for putting them in those positions, I think there's some blame to go around there. But at the same time, that kind of stuff happens when you haven't practiced it enough.
Well, I would say that I will defer to players on that, because I think even with lack of experience, that's pretty basic stuff. But again, I'll defer to what Tausch. Players can tell you how bad that is, right? Even given the things that you mentioned. It may be
for sure.
It happen, or that there's some things that you should be able to do even if you don't play that position. I don't know. I don't know who you asked that. I think that's a question Tauscher answers, right? Only a player knows the degree to which they think that was, hey, it happens, versus that can't happen, even with those players. I don't know which they would say. Did he say one or the other?
No, look, he's not in the business of making excuses for guys, but
no, but he would know, right?
Yep, for sure. I didn't ask Tausch. I can ask.
Yes,
I could ask. Frankly, I'll ask. When if I see Darian Kennard or Bo tomorrow,
great.
I'll ask them.
Yes, the people that are in position to have to do things, they don't do much.
Yep.
And that's where I would say off the record or somehow, but then you kind of want an answer. But I want to know the truth, and they might not want to bury their teammate, right?
Yeah, I think Bo. Bo.
Go ahead.
I can trust Bo. If Bo says, "Yeah, I got to know better than that," right. We just because again, he's played. It's not like he's never played wide receiver before, so he's been in that position before. It's just been a while. But again, when these guys say, "Oh, well, it's all about the details," that's what they're talking about, right? Those are the details.
And it's fair to say, as you did, they don't do that very often, right?
Right. But there's certainly other mistakes, right? Like jumping off sides or some of the holding calls that are blatant, and by the way, like a holding call, for example, the 10 yards sucks. But what it really shows you is that guy did not have the proper fundamentals in pass protection or in blocking on the run, that he got beat and then he had a hold to try and save the play. So while, yes, the holding penalty is a problem, very rarely do guys commit holding where they didn't need to, right? Usually it's,
yes,
crap, this guy
I'll join
beat me,
that
now
club.
I have no choice. Yeah.
Right.
So.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. Oh, baby, Tim Van Voren's coming up. There are those questions where only the people that have played and been in that situation know how bad it was. Having had enough experiences of players in situations they don't deal often, and what should you still be able to handle? My phrase isn't as good as that. My phrase is about some things you should be perfect. I don't know that those fit, but there are some things you can feel pretty comfortable. All right, I'm next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
we have this issue on 94 heading southbound, basically towards right near the Racine-Kenosha County line. The two left lanes are blocked right now because of this issue. It was a chase that happened, started in Milwaukee County, ended up all the way down 94. Now, you can use the frontage roads as an alternate route. It is some pretty hefty delays from before Highway 11 all the way down to the county line, so do be prepared for that. A little bit closer into town, we do still have this accident on southbound 43 at Highland. The right shoulder is blocked with a crash, and then we've got backups basically from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound slowing down from before the high-rise bridge through the Marquette all the way up towards Keefe. On westbound 894, we do have a crash just past 27th Street off on the right shoulder. The eastbound side is also a crash, separate one, as you're making your way into the Mitchell interchange, so that's going to be affecting your ride as well. We've got southbound 41, very heavy from Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Hampton. Northbound's backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, breezy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and mild, a high of 52. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's finally here. The ultimate automotive Black Friday event starts now at Cunis. Get ready for door-busting deals that'll blow you away. Come early on Black Friday, November 28th, and score the deal of a lifetime. A $99 doorbuster vehicle. That's right, $99. Or drive off an incredible savings with select vehicles priced at $499 and $999. But the deals don't stop there, because all month long, every Milwaukee Metro Cunis dealership is slashing prices on new vehicles from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, along with an unbeatable selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All makes, all models, all on sale. Trade in your ride and cash in on huge event savings at nearby Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet. The legendary Cunis Black Friday event only happens once a year, and when it's gone, it's gone. Get event updates and see inventory at CunisBlackFriday.com. Prices do not include tax, title, license, registration, and $499 Wisconsin dealer service fee.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Kelly's Bleachers, Big Ben, Distillery Richfield, Tom's Watch Bar in Milwaukee, and Maddie's in New Berlin. Please enjoy responsibly.
Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Some gonna
Yes, it keeps getting worse. Now I find the Rain Man, and I had ripped it up because it's on the back of an old one. My guess is it was on the back of the one that I read, starting with Don Kogis. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. So it just keeps getting worse. All right. Other than the realization that I'm old. I can't mess this up. Window Nations, they're just unbelievable. And again, right now. Everything is right now. That's how quickly they can do it. And I want you to say that. Hey, Homer said you can do it, not now, but right now. And this month you'll save big with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come up with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started and mention Homer said you can do it not now, but right now. That is what Window Nation does. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line for over 50 years. Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. It can be complicated. It doesn't have to be when you've looked at it for 50 years, more than 50 years. From health insurance to customized coverage options, Saganiac Planning experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr. To get started, you know the number 262. Just remember 783. It's 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161. I can't wait till the day of the year that it's. And how many years Saganiac Planning has been doing it? 61. We're not there, but we're close. TVV, Tim Van Vorn, Fox 6 Sports. It's not going to be fun. He's going to say, I told you so, or can, but what is he going to say about the future with the Green Bay Packers? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Shop the pig! Thanksgiving starts with the bird, and at Piggly Wiggly, you can gobble up savings. Jenny-O turkeys are just 39 cents a pound. That's right, you can bring home a 12-pound turkey for less than $5. And while you're here, don't forget to sign up for the new Pig Points Rewards program, where the more you shop, the more you earn, and the more you save. So hurry in, grab your turkey, and make this Thanksgiving a winner, only at Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
It's back Black Friday at Ewald Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Ewald location.
On select models with approved credit offers cannot be combined. See deal for details. Expires month end.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free in 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $1,000 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 3 most important letters in sports. Even better than those.
TVV.
It's Fox 6 Sports Director Tim Van Voren on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN. Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007.
And I would like to personally thank Ticket King. They helped me out big time with some tickets I needed. So whatever you hear about Ticket King, of course, sponsoring TVV, they're even better than that. All right, TVV, you try to warn me about this Packer team. Now talk to me. Even you had to be surprised with how bad it was after Carolina, or you've told us week after week, Homer. Well, what are you thinking now?
It was an awesome defensive performance by the Packers. I was surprised they couldn't score more than 7 points as an offense. I'm not surprised the Packers lost the game. I certainly didn't think it was going to be a 10-7 game. I didn't think the defense would be able to be that effective, and I didn't think the offense would be that feeble.
Let's move on. Because I can't comprehend. I mean, I have an answer, but even Jason doesn't agree. You can't run the ball first. You have to run the ball, but you can't be predictable. You have problems running the ball this year. You have to accept it and do it a different way. Pass to set up the run. Run when you're ahead. Run, but no one will agree with me. And so what? Let's look ahead.
Homer, wait a minute. Wait, Homer. I know there's a slight delay. I don't want to interrupt you. I agree with you. Other people not agreeing with you, Homer? I agree with you. I think that the Packers, I haven't liked Josh Jacobs is a wonderful running back. I haven't liked the Packers offense as much since they got him as before they had him. I think Matt LaFleur became convinced.
Whoa. Stop. I want you to make sure that Pebble has it, because there's nothing. You're not saying you don't like Josh Jacobs. I want you to repeat that statement, because I think everybody feels it, but no one has said it or put it that way. Take 2 so that Pebble will have a couple of examples of it to use. Say it again.
Josh Jacobs is a wonderful running back, a true leader, a gamer at the upper echelon. I personally have not liked the Packer offense as much since they got him as I thought it did. I thought it played better before. I just do. I thought Matt LaFleur became convinced you have to run the football. They went out, they got Josh Jacobs. I don't know if it was LaFleur asking for Jacobs. I don't know if the Packers brought in Jacobs and said, make it work. I don't know that. But the offense, to me, lacked innovation last year and has again this year. I go back to where they were in 2023 it was a slow start, but that second half of the season, they were all over the place. They had open guys all over the place. You could get down the field. They have become convinced you have to run the ball. Initially, you have to run the ball on 2nd and 6. You have to run the ball on all these downs. And they put themselves behind the 8 ball because of it.
Keep going. You saved the show. I messed up so many times I don't have the ability to take your time by saying all that I did. It doesn't matter. You made the show. Pebble, eliminate everything about tonight's show other than what TVV said. Next follow-up question. Don't you think LaFleur sees that or has seen that? Analyze, because he hasn't changed other than when forced to at the end of the Carolina game and at the end of the game. And I know the defenses can soften, but I don't know that I felt like that was all because they softened. Take it away.
I don't know. I can go with what I see, and I don't know anywhere near as much football as those guys who have, not even a thimbleful comparatively. I would just say I haven't seen a flow in a year and a half that you have been able to sustain with this Packers offense. And
second half against Pittsburgh. Give him that. Give him the second half against Pittsburgh.
That was, I do, but the biggest play of that game was throw it up, and Tucker Kraft ran 30 yards after he caught the ball. And that's wonderful. That happens in the NFL. That's terrific. That take nothing away from the Packers. But it just, maybe I'm still stuck on the second half of 2023. There were guys open all over the place, Homer. All over the place. I haven't seen that in a season and a half. We talked about Watson having an impact of opening up the field. I definitely think he does. And if he had Kraft with him, it would be even more pronounced. And if Jaden Reed was back, they'd have more weapons. So maybe when Watson and Reed are together here in a week or two, we'll see some of that. I just think this did Matt LaFleur get to Green Bay or get to the NFC Championship game a couple of times as the coach of the Packers because he ran first? I don't think so. I think he's better scheming up a passing attack and executing a passing attack.
And then running in those other situations. I love
and if you
the
have
drive
Josh
against
Jacobs,
right.
If you have Josh Jacobs, he would be a monster in those other situations. Josh Jacobs
I loved
is a
it the last series. Yeah, the last series against Philadelphia. Pass. When they got inside the 10, run. So it doesn't. You can still run. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm always more of an eye test guy, Homer, than the stats. Hey, the stats may not bear that out. My belief is the offense was more wide open, flowing more in the second half of 2023. Yes, they had Aaron Jones but even he was hurt, some of that. It doesn't matter the personnel to me, who the back is. I mean, Josh Jacobs there's not a doubt about how good a football player he is and how much he puts out there. I just think the reliance on the run, the way the Packers do it, I don't know if that's what makes them predictable or what, but where has the offense been in a season and a half?
Yes. Well put. And it's hard. One of the reasons it's given is, well, maybe he doesn't believe in Jordan Love. But I'm going to say I don't buy that because he's already believed in him and saw the result. Right? That second half.
That's how I see it. I just, again, maybe I'm a prisoner of my own thoughts because I wondered why they got away from what they did. I thought last year was, okay, we're adjusting to having a running back. This is new. Well, it's not. It hasn't evolved. I think the reliance on the run is hamstringing them. I really do.
Say it one more time. One more time for us. A third time.
I think the reliance on the philosophy of the run is hamstringing the offense. I think the Packers are better. I think Matt LaFleur is better. I think this unit of personnel is better throwing the football.
And now the follow-up. Will you see a change against the Giants? And I understand this is a guess, unless you and LaFleur meet on a regular basis for breakfast, I don't know that he's given any indication, really. But what do you think?
Today he said very firmly, you have to run the football. I look, they got to the NFC Championship game. They had Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. They won a playoff game. They had Jordan Love at quarterback. But Matt LaFleur heard the catcalls that they can't get past that level, okay? So maybe the belief is, and maybe it's right, because they weren't past that level before, maybe you have to run the football. But I would say, watching this football team, I don't think that's the recipe to win. I haven't thought it for a year and a half.
It's gotten worse. No one can argue with you, right? It's gotten worse.
Yeah, statistically, they have some good statistics, but the eye test to me, and the second half of the Steelers game, it was a throw up ball in the middle for Christian Watson was big yardage, and it was Tucker Kraft, and that's wonderful. You play to the personnel you have, and then you can balance it all off. I'm not taking anything away from that second half, but it was not schemed up. Guys are catching the ball in stride and gaining yards that way. It just wasn't.
And what does no Tucker Kraft do to your idea, increase or decrease? They certainly aren't going to block as well without him.
No. They know now that they don't have him. It's not like they're trying to hold the fort for 2 weeks. This is who you have. This is what you have to figure out, in how to make this a productive unit. It's a different unit. Josh Jacobs, with the amount of carries he's had, you just, I don't know. I don't know, Homer. I literally don't know. But it just so choppy, clunky. Doesn't go down the field.
Yeah. And now, the final question, if you want to answer, because you have saved this show as the defense tried to save the game against Philadelphia. Will the Green Bay Packers win against the Giants? And if they lose, it's actually two questions, will LaFleur get fired?
They will win against the Giants, making the second question moot.
It doesn't matter. All right. You're the best, and you were even better than that. You were as good as the defense was against Philly. Thanks, TVV.